Okay, this is the first half of a 2-4 setup. These here happen to be 500 cubic centimeters, cubic feet per minute push on these. That's why we got to stamp 2 times 500. These, this is the one with the choke on it. Broop, broop. You got a manual choke. You put a cable in there if you want to. This one here can be front or back because these carburetors will run completely independent of each other. We're going to start it up. First thing you're going to notice is there's a red light's going to come on that computer, and that's a computer calculating. It's calculating right now the stuff that's in the engine and coming out. Now when we start it up, I've already got, this is the mixture screw, and I've already got it set to what's going to be about 12 parts. So here we go. Okay, what I want about 12 parts of air to every part of gasoline going in that motor. Okay, we're going to let it calm back down. We got it warmed up. We're going to make sure that our adjustments are correct. This has got a place for a linkage in here or a linkage in here. So you can push or you can pull. Pretty neat setup right there. There you see we're setting at 12. When we accelerate, the mixture gets thinner. As you can see over here, every properly tuned carburetor that does that because you've overcome inertia. You don't need as much fuel to push you along. You need less. So that's the way a carburetor is calibrated. It's constantly changing fuel ratios, which is the way it's supposed to work. That's something we have to do internally to make them do that. Of course, it's got power valves up here for acceleration. Once again, this can go in the front or the back. Doesn't make a difference. Or it can go on there sideways. Or you can run it with one, block off the other. Doesn't make a difference. We're going to turn off the fan, turn on the fan a little bit so it'll cool it off a little bit. Here's your mixture screw here. You got one vacuum hose here for your distributor. You got one for your brakes or PVC valve. Nothing in the back, I don't think. No. So you have all regular standard fittings over here. You want about 3 pounds fuel pressure. Let me check the pressure up here and see if this thing's gonna. Okay, that's it. Yeah, you're gonna be good. Of course, we always advise everybody to put a regulator, poly regulator on it, 12-804. We got it up to 12 pounds because what happens with the modern fuels, those needles won't hold in there. Too much oxygenation in there, too much air, the needles won't seat good. So there, in a minute, we'll be going ahead and getting the second one, the matching one to this one, that makes the complete set. Now, these are custom made, matched all internally, everything the same, 4.5-inch air cleaner. We got a multiple bolt pattern here, so that thing should fit almost any intake that you can think of. This thing will fit. We haven't found one yet that it wouldn't fit, except for old antique WCFB or something. But anything that's any decent, modern, good stuff, that'll fit. Okay, we're going to get ready to start doing the next one. Alright, this is the other matching carburetor that goes with that 2 500s. See, 2 times 500. Okay, you got a 4.5-inch top on this one here. This carburetor will run totally by itself, although it does not have a choke. So you'd be a little bit handicapped there, but it would run by itself. You see it's tuned by itself. Got a vacuum line over here. You can hook something, your windshield wipers, your air horn on your boat. It's got another one for your distributor, one for your PVC valve, and I guess whatever you want to hook it. Now when you start it up, we're going to be looking at this computer readout. That little red dot tells you that it's computed what it wants to compute, and we're going to be looking for a mixture. It's 12 when I shut it off, and when I start it back up, it's going to go right back to 12, which is what I want. As you accelerate, the fuel is going to get thinner. The amount applied to the air, probably 13, 14 right on up, because you need less liquid fuel proportionately to propel your boat or your car or your airplane, because you've already got it moving. You got inertia working on your side. And this carburetor here has got no fittings in the back. You don't need them. Got a multiple bolt pattern here. It should fit on just about, I'm not going to say any intake, because then you'll come up with some cockeyed thing from China or something, it won't fit. But if it's in, I haven't seen one that it wouldn't fit. Excuse, except for the old WCFBs back in the 40s, it won't fit them because they got like two 4x4 volt patterns. But here we go. Fuel pump on, ignition on, red lights on. The touch of the button right there to start right up. We're watching that red light right there. See that red light? There's one over here blinking, but you can't see that. That means it's calculating. This one over here, it means the cycle is completed. The testing's done. Where, there it is. Now, man, you know it's locked right out there. Of course, you know we already did it before we turned on the video. We're not going to be a dummy. You know what we're doing. Now, there's your mixture sitting out. See it? Like we told you. See, we've already tested this motor before we turned the video on. We already knew it because if it wasn't correct, we wouldn't be ready to send it out there and to be set for sale. So we're proving to you that everything corrects out correctly. If you put them on your car and it does not work. By the way, you don't get that adapter, you don't get that computer, you don't get our watchdog standing out there. See our red watchdog over there? You don't get him. You don't get this shop. You don't. Whoa, he just ran and hide. He didn't want his picture taken. You don't get our shop. You don't get our warehouse. You get this carburetor and the one that goes with it. And then, of course, if you have a cores to send back, you can get a little discount on your cores. But anyway, this is what you get. You can't buy these carburetors anymore. They're not made. They haven't made them since the 80s. These are made back in the 50s. But it's got that 4.5-inch top. Yeah, everybody wants that 4.5-inch top. There you go. Got a linkage here. The other one's got linkage here and here both, so you can push and pull. You can use this in here to pull back toward the firewall, and it'll push the other one frontwards any way you want it. Got a nice setup here, so get them bought.